Okay, good morning. Should we get started? It's very urban yoga out there today with the traffic and park noises. So I'm subbing for Tommy, of course. So his class is a morning flow. I'm going to try and make it flow, kind of like our Saturday morning class. So we've got a joiner coming. That's all good. So let's just sit up straight, settle into the mat, settle into the space. Hands on your laps, on your knees, whatever you like. Shoulders are back. Maybe you close your eyes just to settle in and kind of turn inward a little bit. You can hear me outside in the back? In the back? So close our eyes. We'll sit up straight, shoulder blades down the back. Maybe you even roll your shoulders open and back and down just a little bit. Makes you feel like you're opening your heart chakra and your sacrum. Chin is tucked just a little bit so the back of the neck is nice and long. And just take a minute and think about how you're connecting to the ground or the earth or wherever you're sitting on. What's touching the earth, how you're supported, your sits bones, the side of your feet, shin. And just begin to breathe in and out of the nose, the ujjayi breath that we all know. Low belly is moving out, getting really fat when you inhale. And then pull the belly button in as you exhale. Big fat belly when you inhale, nice and low. And exhale, pull the belly button in. Let that muscle movement of the belly button dictate the drawing in of the air and the expelling of the air. Shoulders are relaxed. Face is soft. Maybe you breathe a little bit higher in your torso, filling up the high lungs. And then when you exhale, close the lungs from the top down and pull the belly in. And then the reverse happens. A big fat belly, abdomen, then you raise the diaphragm so that your chest opens up nice and broad, really filling up, getting some fresh oxygen. Maybe you even retain at the top for a brief moment. Exhaling from the top, so closing your rib cage, pushing the diaphragm down, pull the belly button in. Couple more rounds of that, all the while your shoulders are relaxed. On your next inhale, gently open the eyes. We'll reach our arms up to the sky, looking up nice and tall. And exhale, dropping the chin, arms to the side. A little bit of movement in the shoulders. Inhale up. Exhale, tuck the chin. Inhale up. Exhale, tuck the chin. Back is nice and tall. Exhale down. This next time we leave the hands up in the air, drop the right hand down to the side. Looking up under the arms. So maybe you drop that left shoulder blade back, opening the chest to the sky. You can pulse a little bit if you like. Dropping that left knee if it's rising up. And then on an inhale, we'll bring that left hand up off to the other side. Dropping the right shoulder blade back. Really open your heart chakra. No, I'm on heart chakra. You're on the other side. Raising up, maybe a little bounce if that feels good. And inhale up to the right. So we'll start with opening the chest to the sky. And then turn your chest and torso down to your thigh. Even touch the earth. Sweeping the arm up, open the torso to the side. And then exhale, turn to the earth. So we're really doing a twist on the spine here. Open up. Exhale down. Open up. Exhale down. This is part of that flow where your breath follows the movement. And next time that left hand is up to the sky, we'll just leave it there. And then we bounce up, and the same thing to the other side. First, setting yourself open, a nice open chest to the sky, and then turn towards your thigh. Drop the hand down. And turn your spine. Open your shoulder up. Exhale down. Next time that right hand is up to the sky, let's just hold it there for a moment. Pull ourselves up. Hands together in the heart line, down the chest. Arms out to the side. Let's bring the right hand, right elbow over the left. Eagle arms, if you just grab the thumb, that's fine. If you hug yourself, that's fine. However far your shoulders let you go. Elbows high, so the upper arms are parallel to the earth. Nice. So we're pushing the spine away, shoulder blades broad. Breathing is natural. Sitting up nice and tall. Let's raise the elbows up. Maybe you tip the upper back just a little bit. Opening the belly area. The low shoulder blades nice and wide. And from here, pull the belly and we'll just tip forward. And you can collapse as far as you like. It doesn't take much. If you just go about halfway and then raise the space between your shoulder blades up to the sky, it's kind of small movement, but you get a nice longer extension. Actually, flexation, sorry, forward flexation. And now inhale up, coming to level again. Release. Shake it out just a little. Other side, left elbow on top. Equal time, right? Raising the elbows up so you have your forearms parallel to the earth. This is going to feel different if you're left dominant or right dominant, of course. Sitting up nice and tall. And maybe you tip back just a little, raising the elbows. It takes some muscular strength here, but we're also doing a nice shoulder stretch. And from here, pull the belly in and tip. Falling forward, but raise like you arch your back up like a cat, nice and high. Tuck the chin if you like. You get that full flexing of the cerebral spine. Inhale up. And we release. Shake it out. Feels good. Let's extend our legs out in front of us. Seat behind you. So grab our little flesh, get it behind us. Pelvis is kind of tipped forward. Toes are straight up to the sky, nice and flexed. Let's see what a forward fold is like first thing in the morning. Falling forward. If the knees bend, there's perfectly fine. We got a little bit of back warm up with that. Eagle arms, but we got our low back. We got it all going here. Walking the hands back. Let's raise the hands up. Dropping the right hand behind you, left hand on the knee or leg or shin. Do a little twist off here to the right, looking all the way over the shoulder, all the way to the right. Maybe even get those eyeballs all the way to the corner of the socket, maybe to the point where your left eye is seeing the bridge of your nose. Toes, feet are flexed, toes straight up to the sky, legs are strong and straight. Leaving your right hand where it is, left hand comes up to the sky. Turning towards the front, place it behind your hips. Arch back. Maybe you bend your elbows even, chin and chest up. Let's stick our tongues out and give a nice lion's breath. Inhale, tongues out. Inhale. Ah. One more time. Inhale. Ah. Releasing the right hand up, turning to the side. Chin gets more level to the earth here and turns off to the left. Same thing with the eyes, going all the way to the left. Maybe that right eye sees the bridge of your nose. Or the bridge of your sunglasses. Releasing the right hand up, behind, push, back, arch. Maybe lean back a little. Release the left, twist. Releasing the left. And all the way over. Right hand up to the sky. Left hand joins, hands down the heart line. Let's just walk forward and see what a fold is like now. Yeah. Let's bring our legs wide. They're as wide as they get. First, got to get the hips awake a little bit sooner or later. You can turn sideways, that's no problem. And hands on the shins, on the knees, on the thighs, wherever they're kind of comfortable, turned in, turned out, whatever works. But we're going to drop the right shoulder to the center and pull the left shoulder back. So it's two motions. That way you get more of a side twist. If your legs are out and long and straight and flexed feet. Now pull back the right shoulder. Push the left shoulder forward and the right shoulder back. If you'd work both sides, you might find a little bit further movement. Back the other direction. And maybe you lean forward just a little too. So continue at your own pace if you want to hold in one position or the other, or maybe speed up just a little. That's up to you. So let's all come to center, square off. Bring our hands up. Drop your right hand on the outside of that right knee and left hand on the knee, on the thigh, on the shin, whatever you've got. Maybe you crawl it down the leg just a little. Trying to keep the feet flexed, legs straight. You can do a little pulling with your hands and give a little bit of leverage this way. And you don't have to freeze into position. You can kind of release a little and pulse. Try to make it easy. Wake things up. And when you're ready, walk the hands back up, sitting up, off to the other side. You first kind of want to place yourself, get your turn, and then just crawl. It might just be an inch or two. Exhale in the low belly. You might find a little bit more space. And staying low, let's walk to the center. Reach out, active palms up on our fingertips like spider fingers. Strong, straight arms, and push your hips back just a little. Feet are flexed. Can you leave your left hand and raise your right hand straight up to the sky? Left hand down, or right hand down, left hand up. Let's do that one more time. And the other side. And release, walking the hands up. Can you put your hands right behind our hips? Push into the earth and maybe raise your legs up. Maybe push yourself a little further forward. Flexed feet, nice strong legs. Sit down. You went a little further? Maybe. Now roll back on your tail and lift leg up. The other leg up. Pull them in, bending our knees. Wrap your hands around or arms around your knees. Just drop your forehead. Let's separate our feet as wide as the mat so your pinky toes feel the grass or the carpet or whatever you've got where you are. Hands at your sides, a little bit behind, and we'll just windshield wipe a little bit. The wider your feet, the nicer, so your legs don't really touch here. No knees, no ankles touch. And when your knees drop to one side, maybe your chin and chest go the other way. Very Hollywood, starlit posture. And when you're off to the right side, let's stop there. Sit up, the weight up on your right hip. Right hand is by the hip, left hand up to the sky. And let's turn to the back and reach to the corner of the sky. Nice diagonal stretch. And you can walk that left knee back, that left foot back. Ah, yeah, look at all that room, everybody. Nice open side body. Even the rib cage, the armpit, the shoulder, if you're reaching high enough. And keeping this position, let's see if you can bow down to the earth and touch the earth. Bring your chest down, your body down. Ah, nice. And reaching up, slowly bring the body up again. Turning towards the front. Windshield the other way. Sit up on the left side. Always walk that left knee back if you get more opening. Left hand, right hand up. Right, you knew what I meant. And turning and reaching to the corner of the sky. So it's up high and really reaching like you can touch the treetops. And keeping the turn here, let's see if you can bring your torso down on that inner thigh with the hand down to the earth, bow down. You feel that release in the low back, the kidney area. Ah, nice and passive, but significant, huh? Bringing ourselves back up, nice and slow. And turning towards the front. Once again, let's bring our knees together. And soles of the feet together. Lots of hip action happening. Some butterfly here. So there's a couple of ways you can do the butterfly. Some people grab their ankles, some people grab their feet. If you're grabbing the outside of your feet, try not to do that sickle thing where you're pulling the feet in. You're always pushing your feet down as you pull on your feet. Try and keep a flat back and see if you can come forward. Chin and chest open. Bounce your knees if you like. Some schools of thought say never bounce your knees in butterfly. I think it feels nice. Do what you want. And up to seated. Let's cross our legs and come over to all fours. A little bit more hip action here. So we're cat and cow. Our hands are right under our shoulders, thumbs towards each other, middle finger straight to the top of the mat. Nice and spread big paws. Tops of the feet down or curled under. Again, different lineages teach it different ways. I personally like the tops of the feet down because it feels like a nice stretch. Inhale, drop the belly, tail and chin up. Exhale, round, tuck the chin, tuck the tail. Inhale, drop the belly. Exhale, round, pull the belly button in. Inhale, drop. And when you're at the top of the cat here, can you really push your hands? Like, look, maybe just have a second and look at my shoulders. A lot of people kind of collapse their shoulders. They round their low back or mid back, but can you push your upper back up also? You don't feel like you're collapsing in the shoulders, but you might be. Let's come to neutral, planting the right hand, left hand up to the sky for a twist. Dropping the left hand, right hand up. Dropping the right hand, left hand up. Dropping the left, right hand up. Now let's thread the needle with that right hand. The hand goes behind the wrist, dropping that right shoulder all the way down to the earth. Left hand comes up on fingertips right in front of your face, elbow straight up to the sky. That really opens you up. You can bring that hand straight to the sky. You can bring it to the top of the mat. You can wrap to your sacrum, your back, your low back. Whatever feels good, or maybe you try a couple different things. And breathe. If the weight on the shoulder is too much, you just back off a little, put more weight on your right elbow. Now, I tried this the other morning and it worked pretty well. Everyone with our right hand straight up to the sky. Drop it down on top of the other arm. Right on top, and then slide your hand beyond. So what you're in essence doing is dropping that left shoulder closer to the earth. There you go. Yeah. It's a little bit more on the right, but you're also opening the front side of the left. And let's take that left hand in front of our face, push ourselves up. Square off, maybe a quick child's pose, sinking the hips back, stretching the arms nice and long forward. Inhale back up to all fours. Left hand up to the sky. And thread the left hand down. Left shoulder. Is that correct? Yeah. And again, that right hand can be on fingertips right in front of your face, elbows to the sky at the top of the mat. You can wrap. You can maybe grab your left thigh or pocket or just your left waistline. And breathe. And if you liked that other feeling of opening the right side, let's bring our hand up to the sky, drop it down right on top of the left, slide that right hand further away from you, bringing that right front shoulder closer to the earth. And just sink in. Couple more nice deep breaths. And then we place that hand in front of the face, push yourself up, square yourself back to a child's pose, stretch the arms long forward, shimmy, shake the shoulders a little, loosen them up. And then we'll come back up to our tabletop spinal balance. So let's bring our right hand forward like you're shaking someone's hand and kicking that left foot back. Internally rotating that left foot so the toes and kneecap are down. And other side, left hand forward and right foot back. Flexed foot, a flexed foot gives you a straighter leg, turning the toes and kneecap down so it's facing the earth. You got your belly engaged, your breakfast burrito's got some control there. And release. Now we'll build on from this. Let's go back to the other side, right hand, left foot. And on the exhale, we're gonna round like the cat and pull the knee to elbow. And when you release, the right hand goes out to the side, nice and high. Fly up a little higher, knee to elbow, and then the hand goes to the back. Exhale, knee to elbow. Hand to the side on the inhale and fly. Exhale, round. Inhale, hand forward. Let's do that one more time. Curl, knee to elbow. Hand out to the side on the inhale, nice and high, a little higher than normal. Exhale, round. Hand to the back. One more time, knee to elbow, or elbow to, yes, out to the side. Last time, hand goes forward, and let's hold. And let's watch the sprinklers get closer to us. And let's bend that knee if you've got it in you and reach back and grab the ankle. Kicking back. You can look forward and up, you can look to the right and up, whatever it takes. You feel the stretch in the front left thigh from the knee to the hip. And when we release that foot, let's curl the toes under, half plank, and open to the side, right arm up to the sky. Oh, you got it, beautiful. You can even bring this hand down to your hip, your sacrum, try and twist even a little bit more open. Right hand up to the sky and coming forward, other side. Left hand forward, right foot back. Find what's on the earth as support, and we'll start the flow here. So exhale, knee to nose, round the back, push the earth away, extend hand to the side, curl round, extend back, curl round, knee to elbow, push the earth away. That right arm is still strong. Left hand to the side as you extend, curl round, forward. One more time, curl round, left hand to the side, nice and high, knee to elbow, left hand back, knee to elbow, left hand to the side, last movement, knee to elbow, left hand forward. Hold here. Plant yourself again. Right arm is nice and strong. Maybe you bend that knee and reach back. Grab the ankle. Kicking back, nice and tall. The more you kick, the more you might feel that thigh open up. And with control, release, but the leg stays up. Can you drop that straight leg down, toes tucked? And then turn the body open. And release the hand, release the knee. Bit of a child's pose. Pushing the hips back. Back up to all fours. Let's go into a little bit of a flow here. So let's kick back the right foot. Back to the left foot, puts us in a plank. Nice and strong, nice and tall. And on your exhale, hips go back to down dog. Bending the knees, walk your dog a little bit here. We've got a little bit of stretch happening in the back we've done already, but it might still be a little bit tight. Let's straighten both legs. Come up on the balls of your feet so our heels are nice and high. When you do that, push your chest towards your legs more. And then drop the ankles or heels down. Nice. One more time, up on the balls of the feet. Push your armpits open more and your chest towards your thighs and then dropping the feet down. Beautiful. Let's swing forward to plank. Come down to chaturanga, which means we're coming to the earth and just hovering. And then down to the earth, a bit of a cobra, Elbows are in. Curl the toes, push up, hips back, down dog. Let's do that one more time to set the flow, and then we can go on your own for a little bit. So we're coming forward to plank. Shoulders a little bit forward of your wrists. Come down to chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. If you're doing up dog all the way up, that's up to you. Exhale, back, down dog. So just continue on if you like. Slower, faster, we come to plank. Chaturanga to the earth. Cobra or up dog. And exhale to down dog. Inhale forward. Come down to chaturanga. Cobra or up dog. And then down dog. One more on your own, and then we will all meet in down dog. Nice strong arms. Let's inhale that right leg up to the sky. Open it up for fire hydrant. That means your knee goes high, your ankle drops. You can look up under the right armpit, or you can look under your left and see if you can see your foot. That foot up in the air. Squaring the hips back. Let's swing forward that knee to the right elbow. So we're coming to plank. And then we're back to down dog, leg up to the sky. Coming back to plank, knee to nose, so right in the center. And kicking up to the sky. Now next time we swing forward, knee to the left elbow, and leave it there. Can you straighten that foot out to the side? Plant all your weight on the right hand, and come up to fallen star. Left hand down to the earth, kicking that foot up behind you, and drop the foot down. Same sequence, other side. Left leg up to the sky. Swing forward the plank, knee to left elbow. Exhale back to down dog, foot to the sky. Swinging to plank, knee to nose, center, kicking back up. Uh-oh, we forgot fire hydrant. Let's leave it up there and do fire hydrant while we're here. Don't forget where we are. We didn't forget fire hydrant. I forgot fire hydrant. All right, let's square off. Now our left knee is going to the right elbow. Hover and hold. So we're at the top of a plank with one leg, right? Nice and strong. Kicking that left foot out. Spinning down and raising up. Fallen star. Right hand down. Bring that foot back up to the sky. Foot down to the earth. Let's drop the knees and sit back to child's pose.
Recording in progress.
Let's inhale up to all fours. Hold on. There we go. Drop me and start it again for some reason. Taking a break. It seems to be popular to get water, so let's take a quick break. When two or more join, let's just do it. Perfect timing too, because we're just warming up to get a little motion going. You ready? Back to all fours. Let's swing that right foot up behind you. Look between your hands, bring it forward. Curl the toes in the back and lift your knee off. We're in runner's lunge. Planting the left hand, bring the right hand up. Nice and light here. Other way, Raymond. Left hand down. There you go. It's a little easier. Joanne, you're opposite us, so just pay attention to that. So don't listen to my instructions. All right. I'll try and neutralize it. Hand in the sky comes down to the earth. And pull the hips back. Straighten that front leg and bow down to the earth. Inhale forward, bending that front knee, chin and chest up. Exhale back. Inhale forward, chin and chest up. Exhale back. Inhale forward. And let's stay here. If you want to drop your knee here, go for it. There's no prize for doing this. If you want to drop that back knee, that's perfectly fine. You're still getting the stretch. We're all going to high fly. It's up to you. Let's take that left hand forward and straight up to the sky. So you're going to turn to the left, the torso. Left hand back. Right hand forward, like you're shaking someone's hand. Nice and strong. Beautiful. Don't overthink it, right? Tipping back maybe if you like. Let's come back forward. Left hand follows to the sky and comes forward. Now we're facing the front of the mat, square to the front of the mat. Interlace your fingers, point the index straight up. Let's bring our hands down to the heart line. Hand on either side of the foot. We're going to come into a side plank from here. So that if that means you practice with your knee down, go for it. Otherwise, see if you can step back to a side plank. If you drop your left knee, that's perfectly fine. You can do a supported side plank. Let's come back to plank. Exhale to down dog. And other side, lifting the left leg up to the sky. Let's bring it between the hands. Runner's lunge. Knee off the ground or on the ground, whatever. If your knee's on the ground, it's nice to put the top of the foot down. Exhale back to stretch that front leg, bow down. Then the knee come forward. Exhale back. Inhale forward, chin and chest up. Exhale back, nice and strong. Inhale forward, let's stay here. Plant what's on the earth. If you feel wobbly left to right, heel toe that front foot a little bit wider. So you get a little bit wider railroad tracks. Then we'll come up on our knee. Right hand forward and up and turn to the side. Left hand forward or left hand on the knee for support. Nice and strong. Maybe you tip back if you like. Right hand goes up to the sky, turning the chest forward now. Interlace your fingers. Maybe interlace the other way, with a weird way. Point your fingertips straight up. That long leg in the back, try to keep it nice and straight. Planting your hands. We're going to side plank again. So if you're going to drop that right knee, you drop the right knee and step to the side. Otherwise, you keep the knee up. Whichever works for you. Beautiful. And when you're ready to drop that left hand down, come back to plank, push back to down dog. Inhale forward to chaturanga, all the way down to the earth. And let's bring the front body down to the earth. Sphinx. Elbows right under the shoulders, palms down, nice big paws. Chin up, nice and high over the right shoulder. Come back through center, nice and high to the left. Chin up nice and high to the right. Chin up nice and high to the left. You know what they say, we all have these cameras in our cars now, but you can still turn your head now and again. We'll come down, hands under the shoulders, elbows are in, chin and chest up on an inhale for a cobra. Feel that position on the low back. Exhale down. One more time, peeling the chin and chest off. Exhale down. Let's walk our hands wider so they're off the mat maybe. Up on your fingertips, elbows straight up. Chin and chest up. You look like a bunch of spiders out there. Exhale down. One more time. Chin and chest up. Exhale down. Now we'll walk those hands a little bit more down towards your waist. Still wide, but further back. There you go. Let's see what this is like. Chin and chest up. A little more effort, a little more stretch. Is that good or bad? You make a face like that. One more time. And down. You got it. Let's bring the hands back under the shoulder. Typical cobra, but then we'll lift the hands off because a typical cobra doesn't have hands. Legs are tight and together. Maybe they're off the earth. Maybe not. Maybe you just keep where you are, or maybe you keep going crazy with me. Hands behind your back, palms up. You can always drop your legs. Hands out to the side. Is your back warm? Is it strong? And maybe you dance. Dive into the pool. Maybe you bend your legs and reach back and grab your ankles, or one ankle, and kick. And with control, release, stack your hands, big toes touching, ankles fall to the side, kneecaps come to the center, one cheek to the side. You sense your heart rate going. Let's come up to center. Take the left hand across the body. Bend to the right knee. Grab that right knee. Roll your weight to the right side and pull that heel down to your glute. Really opening that front side of the body. It's important to have your weight rolling over, because if you bring it away, you're not really increasing any stretch. Wait, are we all? Other hand, Joanne. Oh, there you go. Oh, well, yeah, you can follow your own drummer, I guess. Sorry. You had the right hand, the right foot. It looked to me like it was happy. And now kick back and come up a little higher. Exhale down. Walking to the beat of your own drummer. I like that. Exhale up. And down. Release. Switch hands. Bending the left knee. I think I was calling the wrong side because I'm mirroring you. Is that right? You're also polite to me. There you are. See, she was listening. You're watching. Everyone learns differently, right? So the weight is to that side. Your left side this time, most of you. I think all of you actually. Yeah, all of you. Pulling the heel down and then kick back. You might push in that front arm a little bit to get an arch. Pull down. Kick back. Pull down. Kick back. And with control, release, stack your hands, other chin to the mat. Big toes touching. Maybe you lift your kneecaps up so they come towards each other. Heels flop out to the side. And breathe. Let's come center, up on all fours. Cross your legs and come back to your seat. Or bring your right foot forward. Swing your left foot behind you. We're coming into a pigeon from the ground. So you're coming forward onto your front shin, curling that back knee under. Is it easier coming through down dog? No, you got it. If that's at all too much for you, you can follow and do the reclining pigeon, whichever works for you. If you're in the forward pigeon, I always try to get my calf up a little high and out of the way. engage that foot, square yourself nice and high. And then when you're ready, you just slowly start melting down to the earth, and maybe you only come to your elbows. That back knee is turned under, top of the foot down, right behind you. You come down as far as you like, or far as you care, whatever it feels. If you're down and you want to try something new, just pull your torso over that front thigh a little bit to the side, a little bit diagonal. There's always room to try something new or see something new. If you really want to grow a little bit more, maybe take that left elbow and make a fist with the left hand. Right hand goes up on it and you twist. Now this is a much more active pigeon. No one needs to do this. It's just if you want to try something new. It's more active, you're getting a twist along with the opening. Or if you want to just have the very passive stretch, that's fine too. If you really want to go further, curl the toes under on that back leg and straighten that leg and bring the knee off the ground. Now we're not in a relaxing position at all. We're actively stretching and strengthening. And the reclining pigeon is just as good. There you go. If you want to follow our example over here. So when you're ready, drop that knee, drop your leg, bend your knees, whatever you're doing, come out of it. If you're in the forward pigeon, you can just sit your seat down to the side. Pull your leg around. Figure out how to do it the other way. Right foot back. Left foot in front of you. If you want to recline pigeon, I can instruct that. So it looks like, well, it looks like we're all figuring it out. Flexed foot in the front, try and peel that calf away. Roll up onto that left or that back knee. Square yourself. Ooh, this side is a little tighter for me today. Feels good. And when you're ready, just slowly settle down and melt down to whatever degree. Or reclining pigeon is perfectly the same stretch to the hip, a little more gentle. And if you're not successful with the forward, why would you do it? Because you're not really getting anything but a grimaced face. So you lie on your back and do it the other way. Now, if you want to do a little playing like we did on the other side, on this side, bring the weight of your body over to the left, onto that shin, or thigh rather. Just settle there, see what that feels like. Maybe you take your right elbow to the earth, make a fist. I mean, this is getting active now, remember? And twist. If and when you want to try to play with curling your toes, and lifting that back leg's knee off the earth, feel free. Yeah, you guys, nice. I can stay in a passive pigeon forever, but this is a little bit much. So you can drop your knee, release slowly, come back to center, drop your hip to the side, and swing both feet forward. Actually, I wanted to go right into cow's face. So let's come up on our knees and hands. Bring that right knee, right leg up, cross your knee behind. So it's tucked up nice and tight. This is stacked, or this is a cow's face. And then you sit back. There's a little bit of adjusting to do. You want to take that left foot, pull it away. So you want to sit between your ankles, trying to get the knees stacked, but as close as they get, as long as you have resistance in your hips, you're at your limit, right? Trying to get that right hip down. Right hand up to the sky. Yeah. Grab the elbow. Trying to sit up nice and straight. Left hand out, thumb down. Come behind your back and see if you can grab your shirt or your fingertips, or you're doing it in midair, all the while trying to sit up kind of straight. Once again, you have different lineages. Some lineages keep you nice and flat here. Some have you flat, but leaning slightly forward. Some say round. And really, it's up to you what feels good or what your body will allow. And some lineages do this. Grab the feet, fall forward. Lots of things. And when you're done, let's come on to all fours. Just roll all the way forward. Square off. Left foot behind. Pull the left knee. Tuck it in nice and close. Separate your ankles. And sit back. You have one funky side? Yeah, don't make faces like that. You're doing great. Good for you. I love to see people know their body because that's what we're here for. You learn about your body. Right hand up, left hand bent. Sitting up nice and straight. You might find you had to engage the belly for that. Oh no, imagine that. You still get the arm and or the wrist and shoulder opening for sure. This one a funny side, Johnny? Just falling over. Oh, just falling over. Once again, flat back straight up, flat back tipping forward, rounding, whatever feels good for you. When you have a flat back, you're getting more of a hip stretch. But if you really like to flex your spine, curling forward is nice also. And from here, let's all just sit up. Straighten those legs. Ay, 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 in front of you. Bounce. Bounce a little. Let's see what a forward fold is like. And then we'll lay on our backs. Music to your ears. Falling forward. I mean, seriously, you're already down there. An hour later, look what happens. Very nice. Shimmy and shake. Keep it nice and loose. And from here, can you just slowly, slowly, slowly roll down, roll back? All the way down to the earth. Legs straight out in front of you. Once you're done, let's pull our knees into the chest, one hand on each kneecap. Rocking from side to side, get that low back on the earth. Give those kidneys some love. And from here, let's place our feet by our hips for bridge. So they're about as wide as your hips. Palms are down, forearms are down, shoulders are down. On your inhale, lift your hips up to the sky, nice and flat for bridge. And with control, we're going to roll down one vertebrae at a time from the top. Tuck your tail to get the low back down, and then release your tail. Beautiful. One more time, inhale up. Let's interlace our fingers behind our back here. Roll from one shoulder to the other. Get the shoulder blades nice and under you. Chest is open, chin is tucked, back of the neck is long. Can you put all the weight in your left foot and shoot that right foot to the sky? Shoulders are offering that tripod of balance with your left foot. Circling the foot. Right foot down, left foot to the sky. Circling the ankle one way, the other, wiggle your toes. Left foot down. Releasing our hands. Separating the shoulder blades and roll down one vertebrae at a time. Let's bring our knees up, our feet up for happy baby. So our hands sliding down the edge of the outside edge of the feet, knees into the armpits. And at the same time, drop your tail down. So you've got a counter stretch going on here. Actively drop your tail down and pull the knees into the armpits. If it's in your practice to fish hook your toes and straighten one leg or the other or both, this is your time to do the last couple of postures that feel really good for you. Maybe you want to do a wide-legged straddle in the air. Maybe you straighten your legs and bring them up to the sky. Maybe it's one leg at a time, whatever feels good. And when you're ready, we'll drop our legs back down to the earth. Leaving your left leg on the earth, let's pull the right leg up into the chest. Right knee is in the left hand. Right hand is out like a T. And we're going to pull that knee across the body for a nice twist. You can lift your head up and turn it to the right. If you'd like a little bit more in the hip, you could take that right hand and swing it under your hip pad that's on the earth and pull that hip pad behind you. You might get a little bit more of a twist. And breathe and relax and let go. And let's release that knee to the sky. Center your hips back on your mat. Extend that right leg flat onto the earth. Left kneecap in or knee up into your chest. Left kneecap in the right hand. Left hand out like a T and spin off to the other side, pulling the knee across the body. Once again, lift your head up, turn the chin left. If you take that left hand, you might grab that right hip pad and pull it behind you a little bit. Helps you tip your pelvis a little further to the right. And breathe and exhale, fall deeper. And when you're ready to release that hip, or that knee rather, bring it up to the sky. Extending our legs straight out on the earth. Hands open to the side, palms up, nice and broad. We have plenty of space here. Separating the feet, we'll find our Shavasana. Releasing the forehead. Releasing the cheeks. Neck is soft. Chest is soft and open. Belly is soft. Eyes just fall open. Just sink into the earth. Let your breath go back to its natural cycle. Deep exhales. Let's slowly begin breathing with more control, deeper breaths. Wiggling your fingers and thumbs and toes and ankles and wrists. Just getting a little bit more alive, coming back. Moving your body. Let's stretch our arms straight up over our head. Nice, big, long. Maybe you interlace your fingers and invert your palms. Big, long stretch. And when you're ready to pull your knees into your chest, let's roll off to our left side today in honor of the big moon, the feminine, the intuitive, the cool. And when you're ready to push yourself up to a seated position like we began class, feel free. Eyes closed, shoulders are relaxed. Enjoy your sense of calm. Shavasana brings us back to that after an active workout especially. And when we practice in the park, and because we have so much sun in the desert, I like to repeat this quote. And after all these years, the sun never said to the earth, "You owe me." Imagine what can be done with a love like that. It can light up the whole sky. Let's inhale our hands up, looking up, hands in prayer position, down to your forehead. May you always know your truth. Hands to your throat chakra. May you always speak your truth. And hands to your heart chakra. May you always live your truth. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Namaste. Thank you, everybody.